Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. And today I am going to be talking about a topic that has been requested here, which is fighting negative energy, how to fight negative energy. At least this is how I have titled this email that I got. I got this a while ago, but this was kind of a long one, so I was trying to figure out how to best answer this, but I think I'll just kind of read this. There's some interesting story points in this and some interesting phraseology that will trigger some people, I think. But hey, whatever. This is, sometimes you just gotta read the intent, not the actual triggering words. Now you're curious, right? Now I gotta read this thing. So this is from Jayish, and he says, "Hi, John." And he said, I said hi like that because he said H-I-I. "Thanks for suggesting those books. They are awesome." I'm not sure which books he said. "I have two problems that are disturbing me. One, negative energy. I have a friend in my college. He is good in studies, but whenever I have a conversation with him, I get sad for the rest of my day." Oh, how many people have a friend like that? I've had a few of those. "Here is the thing. We're all learning new things and new languages now. Some other people already know them. So he starts crying, not literally, that we are very behind. We know nothing. People are moving ahead in life." I'll do the voice for you, etc. "And he is always in this mood. His face has become like he is in depression. So whenever we have a conversation, after the conversation, I also feel like that, and the productivity of the rest of the day is gone. I spend the rest of the day wondering that I also know nothing, but I actually know some things." Okay, this is common, surprisingly so. "So, how should I tackle this constant negative aura? I can't stay away from him because we are in the same group, and whenever I try to stay away, he somehow comes near me, and after some time starts his depressing conversation." Here's the part that some of you are going to be like, downvote. All right, but I'm quoting here. Okay, I don't know if I'd phrase it this way, but I might. So he goes on to say, "1, being brain raped. I get brain raped a lot, especially by this friend mentioned above. By brain rape, not sure whether this is the right word to use." Don't worry, buddy. People will let you know in the comments. They will let you know how they feel about the phrase brain rape. They will let me know how they feel about the phrase brain rape. We're both going to get heat for this, buddy, but it's okay because you know what? I'm going to tell it like it is. I got a mission here, and my mission is to not sugarcoat stuff and make things easily digestible. I got to make them, it is what it is, okay? So he said brain rape, so I'm reading brain rape, okay? "I mean that I end up saying some stuff that I didn't want to say to him because I think he is jealous. I don't know how, no matter how hard I try, I end up saying information that I didn't want to say. Please tell me a solution to avoid being brain raped." And trying to think of something clever about the whole brain rape thing. Yeah, okay, got nothing. "Please tell me a solution to these. My productivity is decreasing and also my confidence because of the thoughts that I don't know anything. Thanks for waiting for your reply. Thanks." Well, I'm sorry, you've been waiting a while. Sometimes that happens, the video, if you send me a question for a video, you're like donating to the community because it's probably going to be a while before I get back. So this friend, negative energy. So essentially there's two problems here, right? One of them is that this friend has negative energy, that he's a downer, okay? I've done a video about this. I don't know if I would call him a toxic person, right? Because it's not like everything is screwed up, right? I did this video on toxic people. And if you find a truly toxic person, you just need to dump them, get out of the way, okay? Another video comes to mind, which is, I did this video about cutting off your friends. I don't know what I titled it. It was something about like leaving your friends because they're bringing you down, and some people were upset by that. But hey, you know what? Whatever. This is just how the world works. Some of you are wondering about this shirt. I'll talk about it in a minute. But actually, I'll tell you right now, because I'm ADD all over the place. This is a prototype. These shirts are coming soon. This one, I feel like it's not printed dark enough. I mean, if you think it is, let me know. But I think this is the shirt. They're coming. It'll be coming. Okay, so let's talk about those two problems. And so the one problem, like we said, is that this guy, he's negative. That's basically it. He's negative. It makes Jayish negative as well, or makes him feel down, makes him feel sad, wants to freaking slit his wrists or slit his throat after talking to this guy. his friend. The second thing is this friend, quote, brain rapes him. What does that mean? As far as I can gather here, what that means is that he doesn't want to say some stuff. He doesn't want to reveal some personal information. But somehow, being around this guy, because he's jealous or something, he ends up saying, he ends up spewing, he ends up wearing his heart on his sleeve, he ends up revealing too much information. That's what I'm guessing here, because that's what I would expect would happen in this case. So how do you deal with the situation? This guy's in a group with him, he can't really easily separate. The guy comes up to him. How do you deal with this? This is tough, because part of me wants to say, just ditch the guy. Just be like, dude, no, right? And part of me wants to say, well, I don't know, you can't really do that. Not always, and you can't always escape from people. So what do you do when you can't escape from people, you know? What do you do in that situation? Like, you're in this group, you're stuck with them. Here's what I would advise. So the negative energy thing is totally true. Like, who you're around. So it kind of works two ways, right? It depends on the force, on the polarizing force, and how strong a thing is. Okay, so I'll give you this example here. Suppose I have a magnet. I was looking for one, but I don't have one. Okay, suppose I have this magnet. All right, and I have this other magnet. Okay. If I take a really, really strong magnet against a weak magnet, I can actually switch the poles on the magnet. I think. I saw this on Mr. Wizard a long time ago. I'm pretty sure he did this. I'm pretty sure he made the North Pole switch to the South Pole on this other bar magnet by taking this really strong magnet and bringing it close together. I think the poles flipped. I could be wrong on this, but let's pretend. Let's just suspend physics for a while in case I'm wrong, and let's pretend this is true whether it is or not, because it sounds really fucking good, doesn't it? So anyway, the point of this is this, right? And at least if I'm wrong about this, I know magnetic induction occurs, whereas if you took a piece of metal and you took a magnet to it, that metal would polarize. In fact, it might even stay a magnet if you do something, if it's a strong enough magnet and you heat it up, and then the electrons stay in that. Whoa, where am I? I'm losing my physics. I don't know. I know magnetic induction happens. Don't quote me on the rest of this. But I think you get my point, right? At least in my dream world of physics, if I recall correctly, it works like this. Okay. But the point is this: the stronger magnet flips the pole of the weaker magnet. Again, don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure this is true. I'm gonna Google it and look it up afterwards. But I'm pretty sure this is true. I'm pretty sure I saw Mr. Wizard do this shit, okay? Don't blame me. Blame Mr. Wizard. Go complain to Mr. Wizard, okay? What's his name? Herbert something is Mr. Wizard. I used to love that show. So anyway, the point is this, okay? You sometimes, you have to decide, are you going to be the fucking weak magnet or are you going to be the strong magnet, right? Which one are you going to be, okay? And so if you're the weak magnet, then his strong magnet, he's got this strong magnet of dopey, life sucks, everyone knows more than us, we're not very smart, and we don't know enough stuff. And he's coming up to you, and you're like, whoop, you're trying to be positive, and you're flipping your pole, and suddenly you're becoming Mr. Negative. You're aligning with him, right? Because that magnetic induction is occurring inside of you. Instead, you got to flip that around. You got to be so strong. You got to be so pumped. You got to be so friggin' Tony Robbins on his ass that there's no way that he can pull this shit. He's got to say, man, we don't know stuff, like, it's just so frustrating. And you're like, dude, fucking, just JavaScript, I love it, it's so awesome. I just can't get enough of it. It's so awesome. I'm so pumped and excited right now. I love my life. I love what I'm doing. It's so awesome. Okay? You gotta be so psyched up that you're just like, so much positivity coming just up his ass. Just blast his ass with fucking rainbows shooting out of your mouth, then your eyes. So that his negativity, so he becomes that weak ass magnet, and his pole flips, and he's like, hey, man, maybe life isn't that bad, right? Or he just fucking obliterates and just melts into a puddle because he can't take it in. Or it repels him so far, he's just like shot across the wall, and you never see him again, and he doesn't come near you because he does not want to get any more of that rainbow farts, rainbow vomit in his face. He's done with it. Okay, calm down, John. I think I've got it. I think that's it. I think that's all I really got to say about that. And you know what? I think that'll solve your brain rape problem as well. Because the thing is, when he's in that mood and when he polarizes you, right? He depolarizes you and flips your North Pole. He flips it to the South Pole. When you're aligned with him, when he's doing his magnetic induction on you, what ends up happening is he's sort of controlling you. He's sort of manipulating you like a little puppet, and he's pulling the stuff right out of your brain. Just like you would expect, right? Because you're aligned with him. So align him with you, and you're going to have a defense against that, because he's, in all seriousness, he's not going to be able to have that control over you, right? In situations, there's a real good book actually on this subject. I pretty much lost my voice now. I don't know why I went psycho mode, but it was fun. I just needed to do it. So what is this book? Okay, it is called Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. Now, in this book, he talks about frames. This book is about pitching things to VCs, but that's not really what it's about. What it's really about is busting people's frames and frame dominance. And this is an important concept to understand. Whoever has a more powerful frame sets the stage, and basically it's their ball game. Okay, so you got to have the more powerful frame. Read that book if you're having trouble with that. But if you come in with a more dominant and more powerful frame, people will come into your world. They'll come into your frame. They'll see things from the way that you're spinning it, and that's going to change everything. So if you're stuck with a person that is negative, well, first of all, I'll just break it down this way. If you can avoid a negative person, avoid them, because they are going to likely bring you down. It's going to require you to have such a strong frame in order for you to overcome and depolarize them, to use your magnetic induction, that it's going to be difficult, right? It's going to be more likely, negativity is a little bit more powerful than positivity. It's easier. You could be in a positive mood, and someone has a negative mood, and they can bring you down a lot easier, because it's easier to go to the dark side, right? It's easier to be negative. So you've got to be really, really secure and powerful in how you're coming with your frame if you're going to be a positive person, if you're dealing with negative people. And forget it if there's more than one. You just need to disassociate yourself from them. You're just not going to have any kind of chance there. But so if you can, your first line of defense is just to avoid negative people in general. You don't need, there's plenty of positive people. Associated with positive people. Go to Tony Robbins events, go to places where you're going to meet and work with positive people, and cut the negative people out of your life as much as possible. But if you're stuck with them and you got to work with them and you got to deal with them, then you just got to bring it. You got to bring it strong. You got to bring it powerful. You got to pretend like you're Tommy Boy. And that's all I got to say about that. If you like this video, if you like me screaming at you, click the subscribe button below. I will talk to you next time if I find my voice. Take care.